Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm here with the new chapter of class 8. It's from the book It So Happened, and the name of the chapter is How the Camel Got His Hump. And it's written by Rudyard Kipling. So, quickly learn the lesson. But before that, students, if you're viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my upcoming videos, and do watch the video till end. And if you like it, hit the like button and do share and comment. Okay, let's move on to the story. So here the story is about the beginning of the world. It starts from when the world started, when the world began. And when the world began, we had many new animals who just began to work for man. There were animals at the starting of the world, at the beginning of the world, and they were working for a man. So there was a camel here in the middle of a howling desert, and he did not do any work. He just was lazy and he used to eat and just sit without doing any work. He used to eat sticks and thorns and prickles. And when anybody came to speak to him, he never spoke to them. Instead, he just said a word, hum, just hum, and nothing else. So he was just behaving like this, and presently the horse come to him, and this is Monday morning, and the horse is having a saddle on his back. A saddle is a sack of goods and loads with the cart above. The horse was working very hard. It was busy in its work, and he came to Camel and it said, "Camel, oh Camel, come out and trot like the rest of us." This is calling the camel to come and work along with all of us, with all of other animals who are working. Why are you sitting idle? He was inviting him, he was calling him to join along with them. But the camel did not speak anything and just said, "Hum." And the horse went away, and he went and told to the man because they were working for man. When the man heard, okay, he said, okay. Then it was Dog's turn. Dog came to the camel now, and Dog was having a stick in his mouth. Again, the dog also said, "Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us." Again, the poor camel, the lazy camel, said nothing but hum. And the dog too went away from there, and again he too went to the man and said the whole story, that when I went, I said to the camel, it said nothing but it said hum. Now came the ox. Now when the ox came with its yoke on his neck, even the ox has a small growing part where on its back. So when the ox came with his with the yoke on his neck to the camel, and even the ox said, "Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us." Again, the lazy poor camel did not say anything, just said a word, hum. And the ox too went away from there, and even he approached to man and said, the whole story was said to man. All the three animals approached there to the man, and at the end of the day, the man called all the animals, all the three animals, like the horse, the dog, and the ox together. And the man said, 303, I am very sorry for you, but that hump thing in the desert can't work, or he would have been here by now. So I am going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it. So this man, is instead of giving punishment to the camel or giving him some work, instead he is giving all the three animals the extra work of the camel to complete it. And he's saying, sorry, three animals, you will have to do extra work, you will have to do double time, because that hump thing in the desert will not be able to do any work, or else it would be here till now. So I'll be giving his part of work to you all, and you will have to do double time work. And instead they will not get anything. So students think, is it fair to give extra work without doing any punishment to the person or the thing who is not doing its job? Just think about it, okay? So here you can see the picture of a camel sitting idly in the middle of the howling desert. In one picture you can see all the three animals speaking to a man, and in one Picture you can see the three animals working hard with the work, but the camel is still standing lazy. So, when this was said by man to do extra work, that made three very angry. All the three animals were very angry and they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert. Now, students, the panchayat is nothing but a small court, you can say. As we have a court and where we go and we get justice, we keep our cases. In the same way, in ancient days and in olden days or in villages, we have panchayat, wherein group of members sit together, the elder members sit together and they hear the case and they give justice. So that is known as panchayat. So here, because it is a beginning of the world, the three animals, they got angry and they held a panchayat where all the members got collected and they would be deciding and coming to one decision. So the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Here also, camel was not serious. He came very lazily chewing some sticks and cud in its mouth, and he just laughed at them, at the other animals. And again he said, "Hum," and he went away again from their panchayat also. Now presently there came along the jinn, who was in charge of all deserts, rolling in the cloud of dust. So now here in the panchayat there came a jinn. Now who is this jinn? You might have heard, students, the character in a cartoon. A jinn who is having all the magical powers and it can do anything. It can vanish, it can disappear, it can come again, and it can do many magical works. So here the jinn was in charge of the desert. So he also joined the panchayat, and when he entered, he came rolling. Because you know the jinn never works properly. They just roll and fly and come. So when they entered the panchayat, they rolled and he came. Then the whole surrounding was full of cloud of dust. Then the jinn of all deserts said the horse. The horse started its case. The horse started its complaint. The jinn of all desert, do you say me, is it right for anyone to be idle? The horse asked this question to Jinn. Just let me know whether it is good to be sitting idle without doing any work. Is it correct? The Jinn said, certainly not. So horse is saying, well, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. The horse is explaining to Jinn that there is something with a long neck and a long desert in your long legs in your desert, and it's doing nothing. It has not even done a stroke of work. It's a single work also it has not done since Monday morning, and he won't trot. He is not doing any work. He is not talking properly. He is not behaving properly. Phew, said the jinn, because he knew that there's something in the desert. It knew, the jinn knew that it's my camel. The jinn says, yes, that's my camel. So what does he say about it? The jinn is asking these animals. He says, hum, and he won't plow, said the ox. Now, ox also complains, says that he's not doing anything, he does not say anything, just he says hump and nothing else. He will not plow, he will not work. Plow is plowing the field, the work actually which the ox is doing. So it said to the man. So Jin said, very good. I'll hump him if you will kindly wait a minute. After listening to all these complaints, Jin said, okay, wait a minute, I will hump him. I'll hump the camel. Just wait for a minute. Then let's see what happens. The jinn rolled himself up in the dust cloak again and it walked across the desert, and the jinn found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. It was sitting in the middle of the desert near the pool of water, and the camel was looking itself into its reflection in the pool. Now Jane said, my friend, what's this I hear of you doing no work? There are many complaints. Why you're not doing any work? This was asked. And Jin sat down with his chin in his hand, waiting for the answer from the camel. But camel was still busy seeing its own reflection in the pool of water. Again the jinn said, you have given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness. It's again saying to camel, the jinn is saying again to camel that you have given extra work for all those three animals since you have not done any work from Monday, just because you're sitting idly without doing any work. And he went on thinking with his chin in his hand. And again the jinn waited that the camel will answer or say something. But the camel said nothing, but only it said, hum. Now, I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the jinn. Jinn is saying, if I was in your place, I would have not said this again. And you might say it once too often. And he's asking, why are you saying it again and again very oftenly? I want you to work, not to say this again and again. And the camel again said, hum. But this time, no sooner had he said the hum, he saw that his back, that he was very proud of till now, started puffing up and puffing up. It started becoming big and bigger and bigger. And there was a hum on its back. Now Jin is saying, do you see that? That's your very own harm that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. So this was done by Jin. The moment he said hump again, he gave a punishment that it started growing a real hump on the camel's back. And camel was too disturbed now. Oh, my beautiful looks has been gone. It was so proud of it. What is this? So they're saying it's your own very own hump which you have got by yourself because just you're not working. And today is Thursday, you have done no work since Monday from when the work has begun. So now you go and you have to work. Now you're going to work, you don't have to sit idly. And this was the warning of the jinn to the camel. Camel says, how can I with this hump on my back? How will I work? He said. That has a purpose, said the jinn. Why I have given you harm? Because it is having a purpose. It is not for your uh, creating a problem for you to do the work, but it is having a purpose. It is helpful for you. All because you missed those 3 days. Now you will be able to work for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. Means the jinn has given the hump to the camel, though it looks ugly, but the hump will provide the camel the energy to do work for 3 days without eating anything. So as a punishment, now camel has to do work for 3 days without eating anything. So the jinn said, come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. Means go to the 3 animals who came to you and behave properly with them. And the camel went away to join the tree. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. And from there, it started the camel having a hump. And even today, if we see camel, it has its hump on its back. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world. Means he has just not finished working and doing that work which he had missed at the beginning of the world because it's still lazy. You have watched camel walking, how it works so lazily and clumsily. So that work which he had missed is still now being missed. It has not been completed by the camel, and he has never yet learned how to behave. Means the poor camel, the ideal lazy camel, is still behaving in the way it behaved at the starting of the world. It has not learned how to behave properly, how to mingle with other animals and work. So this is the story about the animals and the camel and how the camel got his hump. I hope students you understood the chapter and you liked it. If you liked the video, do hit the like button, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.